We are back with episode 27, I want to say. 27, yeah. And we have a special guest.
Wait. I'm Miranda, this is Shivani, and we are far from normal.
Always forget.
Would you like to introduce yourself now?
Yeah, hi, I'm Sydnie. I'm Miranda's sister.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anything else?
I'm 17.
She's a senior in high school.
Yes, I'm a senior in high school.
And you do track.
Yes, I do track.
And what else?
I work.
Obsessed with The Office.
Oh yes, I love The Office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
So basically, we just brought Sydnie on today to talk about high school during COVID, because both Miranda and I are college sophomores. Mm-hmm. So we were trying to figure out how different is it now that we're not in high school, because like college, I feel like is a different experience, completely different to like high school. And so, yeah, how are things changed? How are you doing?
They're very different. Well, we started off the semester fully remote, I think. So it sucked. Every day we just went on our computers and like logged into the Zooms, and no one was ever like had their faces on. So the teachers were just like talking for the whole hour.
Right.
We had a lot of homework, and then we started going like Monday, Thursdays in person for like the first half of the alphabet, and then the other half went on Tuesdays and Fridays. But that only stayed for like 2 weeks, I think, because the numbers got so bad. But when we were in person, we wore masks. Lunch kind of sucked. We had to sit away from all our friends and stuff. There was like no people in our classes. Now we are remote again, or we're hybrid. So Mondays and Thursdays again, we're in person. In my English class, there's 4 of us, so it's rough. Small class sizes. We have to wear masks. It's interesting. I don't love it. Are there any perks of it? Yeah, we don't usually have school on Wednesdays, and the perk last week, I get to spend the night at my friend's on Thursday. That's true. Because we had remote on Friday, so that was nice. But it still kind of sucks because it's boring.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I know sometimes you got like overwhelmed with school.
Yeah.
Does that help with it since you're not seeing as many people?
I feel like I'm usually less like overwhelmed because school is kind of overwhelming, but I should be overwhelmed because I just don't like accept that I have as much responsibility when I'm given it through the computer, so I don't like work as hard or do as much stuff as I should be doing.
I know that our parents are not happy.
Yeah,
I feel that.
But yeah.
Do you think that's across the board for everyone?
Yeah,
or do you think?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really hard to focus in Zoom calls too, because I just go on my phone because you can't really like pay attention through a screen. But everyone, I mean, I feel like most high school students are suffering from it.
Yeah.
College students are suffering with that. I played solitaire on my computer during some of the classes.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, and it's like crazy because like there's these little kids in like preschool and kindergarten that have to do like Zoom calls too, and like if high schoolers and college students can't focus, like how are they supposed to like sit in a chair and watch teachers?
In elementary school.
You did?
So yeah, right when we were like going remote, so the teacher like would talk to the kids, and she would be like, "Oh, like what are your issues with like staying focused in school?" Because they have to keep their cameras on.
Right.
But like they all just weren't motivated.
Oh, no.
And like, how do you motivate like a 30-year-old to like
That's so
care?
sad.
And it was so sad because they were so like excited to be in person, and then when they found out that they couldn't stay in person, they were just so sad, and it sucked, because you can't really learn. Like they were learning how to write. Like how do you learn how to write?
Exactly, and like the camera, like where are you gonna put the camera? And like how are they gonna figure that out? Like, can you see my writing? They're not gonna ask that.
Yeah,
like
it's just too hard.
Oh, that's upsetting, and like it just makes me like really worried for like the next generation of like kids, like. How educated are they gonna be? Like how are they gonna learn things? Like I mean, like part of me is like not okay with like the public education system, but like I don't know if every parent out there has like the time and energy to sit down and like educate their kid and like make sure they know what they're doing. Because like that's like a whole like job to do. So like I feel like parents need to be educated on how to educate their own kids too.
And you
like,
can't be educated on it if you weren't educated well. And then
exactly. So it's just like it's a whole thing, and I'm just like really worried for like the next generation. Like, it's kind of scary. It's a bit scary.
One of my friends who's from a small town in Indiana said like they already have a pretty high dropout rate, but it's like growing exponentially. Like no one's graduating high school anymore.
For real?
Yeah.
Is that the same way for like college? You know?
I'd assume people are getting through college still. I think people are taking like years off.
That's
Which I was planning on taking a year off.
Literally
but-
same. I've like it's gone through my head like so many times, and like it kind of scares me because I'm like, what's the point of staying in college like anymore? Because
It
like I
really
can
is,
just
yeah.
I can do everything online. So and I can like I always have like job opportunities, and like at least for me personally, like I have everything I need to get a job right now off the bat, but I'm not because I'm in college and trying
Right.
to finish my classes and get a degree. So
Yeah.
like why am I still in college? And like
Right.
I started to talk to my parents about it, and they kind of like cut me off before I could like finish because they could see where it was going. And they're like, "Oh no, but like you need the degree." And I'm like, "No, I don't. I don't."
Yeah, I talked to my dad about it, and he basically told me like, if Butler wasn't to reopen, that he would support me taking a year off. The only issue is like you lose scholarships.
That's true.
A lot of my friends are either taking years off or like going to Heartland, just because like what's the point of spending so much extra money to go to a school online when you can just go to Heartland and get like at least your easy class.
Heartland, for people who are listening and don't know, is a community college.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, so much cheaper. It's just like, why bother? But like,
right, exactly. Yeah.
Huh.
How about like social life? I mean, like obviously everyone's social life is affected.
I hang out with the same group of people. And those are the only people that I'll really talk to at school because I have such a small amount of people in my classes. And at lunch, I'm not going to like talk to people I'm not super close with. So it's like, yay, now I can talk to you 6 feet apart at lunch with our masks on.
Yeah.
Although after school, I could just talk to them like next to them without a mask on.
Yeah.
Like it's not really different. It's
Right.
And then for other social media, like I can stay in touch with people. But like it's not really the same.
Yeah, I feel that.
So yeah,
I feel
it's
that.
just hard to be social when you can't like express your emotions, and you can't do that without a mask.
That's hard. Yeah, with the mask. With the mask, you like
Can't see their
smile and
faces.
then no one can tell.
Yeah.
Like you can do the smile eyes, which people sometimes can tell, but like also sometimes when I do like my fake smile, my eyes look weird. But I'm still smiling.
do it.
So like people can't tell that I'm like smiling. They probably think I'm just being crazy. So I get that.
Yeah. At work is probably where I get most of my social aspect, which kind of sucks, but like
It's something.
it's how it is. It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Question. So like, would you say that you like get into like more fights or less fights now that like you're not like interacting with people like like face to face as much? Like as in like, is there like more miscommunication? Do you guys like do you guys get into like general like friendship fights as much now because like you're not communicating, or like the lack of communication creates more fights? Does that make any sense?
I think that it depends on the person. Like, especially like with a couple of my friends that I haven't seen as much, our fighting is more just about like the frustration that we can't see each other. So then it just kind of makes us fight. But like I feel like it's pretty easy to like communicate through social media.
Got it.
Can I add to my observation of Sydney's life and I guess my own? I feel like for Sydney, it's more like the fights are just brought on with like pent up like anger about what's going on in her life and not at all communication. She's just like has anger, wants to like throw it out there somehow.
So like
I just sometimes get annoyed at people for random stuff. Yeah. Usually I don't fight with my friends though. So I feel like maybe since we're not at school, I hang out with like my like super close friends outside of school because I don't want to hang out with too many people, and we never fight. But if we were in school, maybe we'd hang out with multiple different groups of people, and there'd be more fighting, and we'd just kind of be in the middle of it, which is kind of what happened in the past years. So maybe it's avoiding like arguments, but it's not really like we were part of the arguments anyways. We just now don't don't exist.
Yeah.
Got it.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. I mean, like, I feel like, at least for us, and like, when we had like another friend, like for us, like the lack of communication created more problems because like we weren't like seeing each other in person, and also like we have like a thing about like texting versus calling, and
But that was prior to even COVID though. That was just the lack.
Do you think it would be different though? Like if we like continued to talk and through COVID, do you think it would have solved? Would it have made it
I mean,
better?
the whole issue happened because like there were issues prior to COVID.
Okay.
And I think like if we would have like communicated in person during COVID, obviously, it would have been better. But there was a lot of not. Yeah.
Get it.
I have something I could add on to that.
Go for it.
Go for it.
I mean, I'm assuming you all know who I'm talking about, but I have a friend who I can't see like ever because of COVID.
Mhm.
And so just the communication has been awful
Mhm.
because I am an awful texter. Like, I'm not good at texting.
Same.
I'm so bad at it. And then she has been like stuck in her house, so she also hasn't like put a bunch of effort forward. So we're just kind of not putting effort forward, and it makes the friendship a little rough. And then when we do see each other, there's kind of like a lot of pressure to like get along and like, because we want to like enjoy the time we have, but then we end up not enjoying it.
Yeah.
But now it's gotten better.
Okay.
I don't really know why, but it's improved.
I've definitely done that a lot, like with Shivani and with the other person that we were talking about, and like a lot of people actually. Like when I like haven't seen them for a while, I put a lot of pressure on like the hangout being like great and like perfect, and so I just avoid anything that's not good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I think it like depends on the person too, because like I don't know, for me, like having a little like separation time for like just for like me personally to like re-energize and like have time to like recharge, because for me a lot of the times I get drained by social interaction, so like I need like time alone. So like for me for a while.
Introvert.
For me for a while, it was just like the time away from people actually like helped me a little bit, just because I finally like got my thoughts organized and got everything together. So then when I came back to like rejoin and like see you again in person, I was like, yes, I get to see people. But like before, I'd be like, and like but yeah, that's
for me it's been like kind of both ways. Like I didn't want to be alone, but I did like grow in a lot of ways because I was forced to be alone, and like I'm better at being alone now. But like also like I don't want to be alone too frequently.
Got it. So we had another thing. We were gonna talk about dating life. How has that changed? Or like, just like, meeting people, or like how have your flirting techniques changed? I didn't know how to put it in like a better
laugh. That laugh is gonna be on YouTube now. Okay.
It's beautiful. Yes. Yeah.
That's a awkward question. My dating life has changed. I don't really like to date, but that's just like me personally. That hasn't really changed. Maybe it has changed just because I've like been used to like kind of being alone. Plus, I can't really like meet people because of COVID, so like it's just hard in general. But like given the opportunity, I still like choose not to, just because like I've been like in quarantine with just my friends, so I don't really want to like go out of my comfort zone.
Right.
And then flirting, I don't really flirt, but like at least like friendly or whatever, like it has to be online, which again I am not good at, because I'm not good at like Snapchatting people and saying stuff. I need to talk in person.
Right.
So it's been rough, but
when you are like quote unquote flirting with someone or talking to someone via COVID, during COVID, like what do you do? What's different with it, I guess? Like how do you like hang out, or how do you, those kind of things?
Well, usually like before COVID, it would either be like, I guess it depends, but like we'd talk at school, or if it were to be like on Snapchat, we'd like go hang out like after school or whatever. But we can't do that now because of COVID, and a lot of people have strict parents, or like I don't want to like meet a bunch of like people that like I haven't met because of COVID. So it just it restricts things a lot.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. Yeah, because like the less I talk to people, like the more I don't feel like I need to talk to people, because like I don't need to like I can't like I mean there's regulations saying that we should stay in, so I'm like, oh well, they tell me I should stay in, so I should stay in. So like I have exactly. So I'm like,
darn anyway.
Oh well, like I guess I'll just be alone forever. It's cool.
Yeah.
But,
There's
like,
also a kind of superficial. You can't tell if people are cute with their masks on.
Right.
That's a struggle.
Yeah.
So
that's a good
that's
point.
an obstacle to
Good
overcome.
point.
Yeah.
My parents were talking about that when we were in Gill Street yesterday, because they were talking about me like how I should be getting a boyfriend, because we talked about that like recently, didn't we, you and me, about how our parents are like, you should get boyfriends. And I was like, well, I don't know any guys. I know like one guy. He does D&D with me. That's it. And 2 guys. One guy who does D&D with me, one guy who works at Lowe's with me. That's it. And then my mom was like, oh, wait, you can't see. And also masks. You can't tell if they're cute. It's fine. I was like, they all sit 6 feet apart anyway. I would not be able to tell.
That's what I'm saying. It's a struggle. Like, even at school, I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I know most of the people my age, but, like, some of them I don't know. And then it's like, I don't know if you're worth talking to or not.
I mean, do you think, do you think, like, the bottom half of your face, like, does that make up more of your beauty? Because, like, I feel like the top half of your face is, like, you know, pretty.
Because, like, the eyes are a big part. I also, like,
the eyes and the hair.
Those are, like, the most important
I got you.
things.
Exactly.
So, but also, like, you don't know. What if they have, like, the ugliest face?
Okay. There was a guy at Lowe's that I thought was cute.
Okay.
And then I couldn't tell their age. I learned that they were 30.
And, like, some people have, like, baby faces.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I thought they were younger, and then they took off their mask, and they were not.
Everyone in my work thinks I'm, like, in college, like a junior in college,
or
like
a
senior.
Yeah, you look older than me.
You're like older.
She's also really tall, so like
that's fair.
You could pull it off. You definitely could pull it off. I feel like I've always just looked older than I actually am. But,
I've always looked way younger. How young do I look, guys? Leave a comment.
Yes. Yeah. For sure. It's so hard. Yeah. It's just like the mask takes away like half of the picture here, and then it's like, I mean, it's kind of interesting because like I feel like people are coming up with like new beauty trends and stuff like that because of the mask.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I saw something on like Shein where it's like a dress.
It's like an app.
Whatever.
I know what Shein.
Where it's like a dress that has like a mask thing like attached to it. I'm like, that's ugly.
Did you see like the
so gross?
Yeah, I know they have like the weirdest mask coming out. Okay, so like I was watching like the New Year's like New York, you know.
New Year's.
Yeah, that thing. So like
ball
I think one of like the ball drop. So like I was watching like one of the MCs and it wasn't even a mask. It was like one of those things. It was like a cloth and it was like a cloth made of like diamonds. And I was like, is that supposed to be like covering your face? Is that supposed to be like, you know, actually helping like, you know, cover up like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, it just blowed my mind.
I've seen bejeweled ones before.
Right. And it's like, it's not actually doing what it's meant to do because now it's just fashion. But like, I don't know how to feel about that. Because like,
just do what you need to do and not.
Yeah, like you can definitely look fashionable with like, I like to wear just a plain black mask. I think I can have style while wearing that.
Yeah. It's just crazy to me that like people are making money off of this.
Yeah, that is
like,
I know.
They're like
Amazon has made so much money. Or like Lysol or Netflix or Zoom. Zoom probably made so much money.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Like
it's a smart way to
even
do it,
like you know, people who like usually the elderly are not very up to date with technology. Like even like it's spread to like all the communities really, really fast.
Yeah.
Like grandma and grandpa were doing it and like everyone's doing it, which is very weird because usually it takes a while. Like even phones like took a while for everyone to get them. And Zoom was like everyone has it.
I know. I thought it was like really interesting that it was Zoom and not anything else.
Yeah.
And I wonder like who pushed Zoom forward and like not like Skype or like you know all the other things.
Yeah.
We use Google Meet.
Google Meet and there's like all these
Google
other
Meet's
apps.
nice.
Google Meet. Oh yeah, there's like didn't they have like Google Hangouts or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't find it on my phone. I think I got rid of it, but like it was weird. Very weird.
Yeah.
There's a lot of random people making a lot of money off of this pandemic though. So it's like but
shady.
I don't really use Zoom, but I use like FaceTime on my phone with like friends and stuff.
We use Zoom to record these videos.
We do. They work well. Like so far they've been working pretty well. So like I have nothing against Zoom. It's just interesting. But yeah. Very, very interesting. Do you guys have any other questions?
I didn't realize you were
yeah, well, is there anything that you like, I don't know, if there's anything you could take from pre-COVID and like bring it to like now, what would you take with you? Like what things that have changed, what would you want to keep
that's
normal?
a whack question.
I didn't know how to word that properly, sorry.
Honestly, what I've been like finding out since like I went back to school is like the rides home from school. because me and my friends would always, or like especially like football season, like ride home from football games and from school. Like I would take all my friends home from school. We'd go get food. We'd go like to Target. Like we'd socialize.
Well, you can't do
with
that with
other
Justin
people.
anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, still. And then we would probably go hang somewhere until a football game. We would go to the football game. We'd go somewhere after the football game, and then go home like when we needed to go home. Like we spent so long together, and it wasn't just like me and like a couple of friends. It was like we would go see other people and like do a bunch of other things that we can't do now.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
and
so
like
weird.
yeah, like I would go with friends that now I don't even talk to.
Yeah.
And it's not even that I'm not friends with them. Nothing happened. I just don't talk to them because I don't even see them.
Right.
So
yeah, it's really good.
It's so weird how limited like our activities are. Like I feel like all I've done with my friends is like playing Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Because like there's nowhere you can go. Movie theaters in Illinois finally open, so I'm probably gonna drag Shivani or my siblings to a movie at some point coming up. But like prior to that, like there wasn't much to do.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean, like always kind of been like that.
But it's
now
worse. Because you can't even go sit somewhere and
you can't go
eat.
sit in a restaurant.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
Me and my friends would go to Uptown, which is just I don't know.
Yeah, like
and then we would just walk.
Oh yeah, I see.
And then we would just like play volleyball for like hours.
Which you
every
can do
single day.
during the summer.
Yeah, and now it's cold. And we literally spend like we drive around for like 3.5 hours, and we go to Target for 5 minutes, and then we drive around for another like 2 hours. It's not good for my gas, but we have nothing else to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So makes sense.
Yeah. We watch a lot of TV.
Yeah, literally. I've watched so many series and like movies that I never would have watched if it wasn't for the pandemic.
No, that's true.
So like I have like a whole like, you know, arsenal of just like movies and TV shows and references right off the bat because I've just seen so much.
We watched a whole season of Survivor in the past like 2 days.
Nice. I watched Bridgerton in like 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
Yeah, we did too.
So good. It's like so popular right now.
It's really good.
It's like #1 in the like country.
So it's like Gossip Girl,
Bridgerton,
but like
I saw that too. Yeah, it was good. It was really
so
really
good.
It's
yeah.
Good,
Yeah, I think I finished that in like 3 days or something. But like
it's very like not very accurate, but it's really good.
Yeah, it's not accurate.
They played like bad guy in the orchestra once, and I was like,
they played we were listening or watching the first episode, and Issa was listening to the song, and she's like, this is Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
And Heather, who watched it, got so upset, because every single time we would sing the songs, and there was like a Maroon 5 song on next, and we were just singing like the song.
It was literally like now songs. I didn't really like that.
They do that with a lot of like medieval type of like shows. Have you seen Rain?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do that too, and like they play it in the background, and it's just like it throws me off every time.
Uncomfortable. I wish they could just do old time stuff. Songs, but whatever.
But it just like is more interesting because you kind of like know the song, so it engages the audience.
Yeah, that's true.
Probably for the audience.
Yeah, I watched The Office like a million times before it went off Netflix. And now I'm watching New Girl.
Yeah, you cried on New Year's Eve.
I did cry on New Year's Eve with my friend. We were both just bawling watching the finale of The Office. And then I went off Netflix. It was so sad.
Yeah. Actually, you were bawling. Was she bawling? Really? I thought you were just like hitting her.
Oh no, that was Juliana.
What?
Well, I was hitting both of them, but they just
not like hitting.
Okay.
Because I was that was. Oh yeah, because I was like, you have to watch this part. It's so good.
Yeah,
it was good. And neither of them have ever seen the finale.
I haven't actually seen
It's so good.
The Office. I've seen like 10 minutes of it, and I couldn't get into it. I just like I don't know.
Everyone says that, but then if you
there's
try again,
huge fan base.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, it's really big. I just don't understand because I could never get into it.
I got too much secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah,
I couldn't handle Michael. Like he's cool. He's all right. But I just couldn't watch it because I was like, I can't.
The whole point is to hate Michael, but also love him. Like,
but it's more than that. It's like I don't know. I just get so embarrassed.
Yeah, I know that. You always like leave the room.
Yeah. Yes. I've watched a few episodes more so than I've gotten better with it.
Yeah, you have.
Also, my roommate Sabrina, her ex-boyfriend is one of those people that's like, The Office has superior humor. And if you don't like The Office, you suck. And so we kind of make fun of it. But only because of the ex-boyfriend, not because like
There's a lot of people like that.
Disagree with that.
There's a lot of people who are like try to shove their like show and like their
down your throat.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't understand. Like I don't know. Like I understand like how happy you are about it, but they'll get mad at you. They'll like literally like tell you off on some things, and like they'll get really mad at you like for not liking shows and stuff like that.
My friends, but it's just because of the way that they say they don't like it. They're like, "Oh, that's a stupid show. I hate it." And I'm like, why? Like, it's so good.
Yeah,
like, you
I
can't
at least
hate
give good.
And like, I get it. Everyone's always like, "Oh, like I couldn't get into the first few episodes," but that's because the first season is bad because it's based off the British version. Once you get to the actual American version, it's so good. But you probably and the first season's like 5 episodes. After that, it gets so good and it's amazing.
I have to sit through a whole season to get to the good part.
Just skip it. That's what I always tell people.
That's like Parks and Rec. You have to skip the first season.
It's not that it's important because of Jim and Pam and like their plot line because they're so cute and like you need that first season. But also if you just skip it and then go back, like you just watch like random episodes. Like I'll give you a list of like the best Office episodes, and after that you're gonna want to watch The Office because you're like, oh my god, this episode is so good. Now I want to watch the whole thing, and then you will watch it because you know it's worth it. That's how I got a couple of my friends into it.
Okay.
But about the like shoving stuff down people's throat, I feel like people do that with music too. They're like, if you like this artist but you don't know this song, or you like Journey but you only listen to Don't Stop Believin', you're a fake fan. Or like you don't know the lyrics, I hate you. Like I know. Like
I know.
That used to irritate you. Does it still irritate you?
It still does because my music, like I was brought up differently. Like I didn't listen to the same types of music everyone else did, and then you can't just get mad at me because I wasn't in the right place at the right time. Like, well, there are people across the world that listen to entirely different genres than you. Like you are not the center of the world. Like, oh my god, it makes me so mad because there's so much music out there, but it's like so like narrowed down and condensed into this like tiny like little thing, and I'm just like, I want to go outside of it, and it makes me mad because people are like so quick to like cancel other people for not liking some music, and I'm like,
yeah, I agree with that. Especially now, like I feel like a lot of people like would judge me for the music I listen to because I listen to a lot of different music now.
You do,
but like I listen to like rap songs, and like enjoy them, or like some pop songs I like enjoy them, but a lot of people are like, oh, I don't listen to that. I listen to alt music. Like I'm
even
not
mainstream.
Yeah,
even though alt used to be like unpopular.
Yeah, and then
like
they're like
literally when I was in high school, unpopular, and people were like, you listen to alt music? Ew. And now it's literally the
whole goal now is for everyone to be like different. So they're like, oh, I listen to the Beatles. I'm sure you've never heard of them. I'm really unique. And it's like, okay. And then they judge people for listening to like Harry Styles, like, and they're like, oh, you're so basic. But
Harry Styles
like
is not basic. Harry Styles is so cool.
I agree.
Also, he's like more pop than alternative.
Yeah, I feel like he goes through like different genres. Like sometimes he's like pop, sometimes he's more alt, sometimes he's like indie. I don't know. Like
he's indie pop. He's indie pop. That's
definitely.
Yeah. Is it because of Taylor Swift? Is that the reason? Because she jumped over to alternative.
No, she jumped over because everyone started listening to alternative.
Really?
Music. She was just following the crowd. I mean, but she did it well, so. I'm not saying anything against her. It's just not like she did that.
I didn't know when the trend started because when I got out of high school, the music I listened to was super out of trend. So
yeah, I know.
Thanks. Yeah, we tried to like get them to play because at prom they had a senior group chat. They were like, "What should we play for prom?" So like me and one of my friends were like irritated with everyone in the group chat because it's like all the popular people are in charge of everything. And so we were like, you know what? We're gonna tell them what to play. And we were like, maybe we should play stuff that isn't just R&B and try to do like more eclectic stuff. So we started suggesting like Jesse's Girl or like Don't Stop Believin' and like Queen and they all just ignored us and played their own stuff.
Yeah, we're not gonna have a prom, so we don't have that problem.
That's so sad. I feel bad for you guys because like prom and homecoming were like the highlights of our like
it was fun.
Our high school experience. And
after prom junior year was pretty fun. Senior year wasn't.
I can't remember half the things that happened.
I just remember because they had Buffalo Wild Wings and I was excited. It was like the New York type thing. They had food trucks and Buffalo Wild Wings and yes.
What'd you end up doing with your dress? Like I know a bunch of people bought like dresses and stuff, like
hanging upstairs.
I invited you to prom when I was a senior. And you decided not to go.
I didn't want to go with you and your friends.
Yeah, but you would have gone to prom at least.
Well, I didn't
Was
realize
that
there was
too-
going
was
to be
that
a
too-
global pandemic.
Yeah, sorry. Maybe that was too harsh.
Very
I
good.
wanted you to go. I wanted you to go because one of our friend's sisters was going. I'm
Mm.
assuming you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
She was kind of lonely.
Oh.
Yeah, she was just kind of standing there, but it's okay.
I think I forced her to dance with us.
Yeah, at some point
Yeah.
you did.
My ex-boyfriend also invited himself to our prom. That was fun. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're basically out of time, but this was really fun.
Yes.
We went all over the place, but it was
It
really
kind of stuck with the high school.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And like types of conversations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I think we did good.
We did better than last week. Last week was
That was
chaos.
a mess.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for listening. If you guys have any suggestions, comments, feedback, feel free to email us at farfromnormalpodcast2020@gmail.com, or you can go to our little Google Forms page on our Instagram at farfromnormalpodcast, and it's an anonymous Google form, so you can just like say whatever you want to say and maybe ask questions or comments, or it's all anonymous, so that's fun. And also, yeah, this will also be on YouTube, so leave a comment,
Like and subscribe.
hit that notification bell. We love you. Bye.
Bye.